What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy KP, and we back in the gym. Now, I set this up just to show you how I set up for my bench press. Okay, I'm going to come up on my traps. When you bench press, you want to feel like you're bench pressing off of your traps. Okay, so you want to retract your scapula, bring them together, and then bring them down. That motion is going to raise your chest up towards the bar. It's going to decrease that range of motion a little bit, right? And it just tucks those shoulders back, and it's a safer position for you to bench press in. Okay, now when you're pausing, you don't have to do 5-second pause. Bring it down, stop the momentum, and push it back up. Bring it down, stop the momentum, and push it back up. Okay, here we have, this isn't a drop set. This is basically my way of adding in more volume, and these are pause reps. Again, bring it down, pause for a quick second, and pop it back up. Now, ways to bust through a plateau is you can add in more volume, right? That's one way to bust through a plateau. Just add in a little bit more volume. I believe I get 275 for 8 pause reps. So theoretically, by the time I get to 275 for 10 pause reps, I will probably be able to do 330 pounds 5 times, for that extra rep that I need in order to, move on up to 340 or 335. I'm sorry. Okay, so my pull-ups, I always try to get pull-ups in as much as possible, man. Honestly, I believe that heavy pull-ups, heavy rows are going to do a lot more for arm growth than any type of isolation for your bicep, in my opinion. Okay, because you're handling more weight, and when you row, your bicep is involved. So if you want big arms, not saying that mine are the biggest in the world, but if you want big arms, you want to put some size on them things, man, make sure you're rowing heavy. Make sure you're doing some type of pull-up or chin-up, weighted, or if not weighted, make sure you get yourself to the point to where you're doing some weighted chin-ups or pull-ups. Okay, and these right here, man, it's just a different variation. The 110 dumbbells are the heaviest in my gym, so you just have to figure out ways to make exercises a little harder. Now, you see how I kick the weight up to my shoulders? You had that part right there alone can send somebody to Snap City. So you have to make sure that you're doing stuff right. The more you practice it, the better you become at just getting the weight up to your shoulders. A lot of people can't do heavy shoulder presses because they can't get that weight up. Okay, so just practice on not really kicking it up. I guess you can call it kneeing it up. And here we have pause squats. I believe I get 5 reps with this. So the next time I do squats, I'll be at 350. And then we'll see what happens in that workout. Okay. Now, my end goal by the end of this year is to be able to do, 405 pounds for 5 pause reps, like you see in this clip here. So, I'm on my way after this workout. Once I bump it up to 350, I only have, 55 pounds left to go. And this month is March. I mean, not March, goodness gracious. This month is April. So, I have the rest of this month and 8 more months in order to, put that 55 pounds on. Now that's 8 months, 55 pounds. That's about close to about somewhere between 6.5 pounds a month on my squat, and I think I can do that. I think that's very possible. So we'll see how that goes. Curls for the girls, hammer curls, of course. Hitting your hammer curls are going to hit. They target all the muscles on the outside of your arm. I think that's a big flaw of mine. I don't really have big arms from the side, but once I flex, I think the inside part, the short head of my muscle is it's a good size. I don't really have huge arms. The biggest they are was like 18.25 or so. But anyway, I don't know why the light disappeared in this clip, man. But the kettlebell that I'm holding on my chest weighs like 24 kilograms, and I believe I got a set of 10 there. So And here we are with the calves. I'm concentrating on calves, man. I want my calves to get bigger. I really do. That's my goal for the next time I start to bulk up. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, because we've got more to come, more for you to see, more for you to listen to. So let's get it. What up, peoples? Man, that was a good workout. The workout was good. Everything felt good. I got a lot accomplished today, man. I was, off of work today, so I could be in there a lot longer. And man, but I got to the gym. I can't even remember what time I got to the gym, but I know that, today's workout was at least 2 hours. And it's some people might look at my videos and say, that's too much to do in one day, or, how can somebody possibly recover from doing all that stuff? And, there's this thing called work capacity. Work capacity is something that you accumulate over time. I didn't just jump off the porch and start doing all this volume and all these exercises in one workout. You build up to it. Work capacity is just basically the ability to do a lot of stuff in a certain amount of time. Okay? Your body adapts to everything that you expose it to. So if you're a beginner, I would not advise you to just jump off the porch and do bench, pull-ups, rows, dips, curls, abs. What else did I do today? Man, squats, dumbbell pressing. What else did I do? I did some calf raises. If you want to jump out the porch and start doing stuff that way, then, that's fine. But you have to understand that it's going to be, challenging at first, but your body will eventually get used to it, and you will build up a good amount of work capacity. Now, I think that it really transitions or translates into other things. Okay, for instance, I can do about a 9-minute mile, and I don't even do any cardio. I do some cardio sometimes, but now that I'm on my diet, I haven't really gotten to the point to where I have to start incorporating a lot of diet, because I'm dieting on 3,000 calories right now. So, that's enough food, and I'm still losing weight. If you didn't notice from the clip before, I believe it was like 218.5. So that's like 2 pounds down, and it hadn't even been 2 weeks yet. It'll be 2 weeks this Friday coming up. So, and today's March the 13th. Yesterday was my little brother's birthday. Shout out to Quan. Happy birthday, bro. And but yeah, work capacity, it really translates into other areas of your life. Like I said, I can do about a 9-minute mile, maybe even less than that if I really push it. And it's just my cardiovascular system has been built up from the way that I work out. I don't do it intentionally, but it's just so much volume, right? You have to have a certain amount of conditioning to do all these exercises. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm able to do everything that I do as often as I do it, because I built up a certain amount of work capacity. So, focus on building that work capacity. Don't jump into 5 feet, right? Stick your toe in, then submerge your ankle, then your knee, right? Then pretty soon after that, you'll be in there swimming. You'll dive in head first, okay? So, just take your time. If you want to, transition from a bodybuilding split to a full body training split, just take your time. Do, a lot of compound movements. Because really, you can build a great physique just doing a bench press, squat, deadlift, pull-ups, dips, and maybe, man, that's about it. Some heavy rows, some type of heavy row. But if you really deadlift a lot, deadlifting will build you, a great back. When I first started, I deadlifted a lot, but I tweaked my back often. Okay, and it's like I think it's just gotten to the point to where I don't really enjoy doing deadlifts.
because I think that my hips, my hamstrings have just tightened up over the years just due to, you know, what I do. You know, I'm a truck driver, so I sit down for hours on end. And if I don't enjoy doing something, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it as often, because for me not to enjoy something means that, you know, it's painful for me to do. And, you know, deadlifting, it's not really painful. It's just after I deadlift, my body feels really stiff, you know, especially my lower back and my hips. So, you know, I have to work on that, and I have to really make it, you know, I have to really make a big effort towards improving my mobility as far as my hips and loosening up my hamstrings and stuff like that. It doesn't feel bad for me to squat, but deadlifting is kind of uncomfortable for me now. So that's why I don't do it often. But when I first started, I was deadlifting every workout, you know, and I got to the point to where I was doing, you know, up in the 500s for reps, you know, sets of 5. So, but anyway, work capacity, build that up. These are the macros that I'm currently following. 225 grams of protein, 338 grams of carbs, and 83 grams of fat, which gives me a total of, let's switch over to the calorie part, 3,000 calories. So, and with my macros, I tend to just manipulate my carbs and my fats. So every day I'm not getting these exact numbers. You know, some days my fats may be higher, some days my carbs may be higher, but when that happens, you just have to adjust the other one, right? So that you hit your, your calories for the day, whether you're bulking or whether you're in a deficit. Okay, so my protein remains the same. Every day I get 225 grams of protein, but you know, like I said, the carbs and fats will vary from day to day, just depending on what I ate, and I will adjust the other one accordingly. So let me give you a glimpse on what I ate. And this app is the MyFitnessPal, and it just tracks everything. So for the rest of the day, I got 1,434 calories, 64 grams of protein, 46 grams of fat, and 192 grams of carbs. And that was basically the biggest meal of the day with 1,000 calories. You can see everything that went into that meal. And earlier today I had 3 protein shakes. I had the chocolate one before I worked out, and I had these 2 after I worked out. And so that's basically why I don't have a lot of protein left for the day, because I had 3 protein shakes this morning, basically, and so I'll have to just keep a close eye on my protein intake for the rest of the day to make sure I don't go over. And if I do go over my protein intake, I'll just adjust my fats downwards, or I'll adjust my carbs downwards. You know, that's how you do it.